Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. ¿Cómo va todo por ahí? Bueno, pues muy bien. Bueno, pues me alegro de que estéis bien, que estéis aguantando esto lo mejor posible. Os voy a contar qué es lo que vamos a hacer hoy. Hoy vuelve a ser un día de estos de los que tenéis el turno del miércoles, pues tenéis bastante más clases, ya sabéis, que los demás, por ejemplo, los que tienen los turnos de los viernes. Y lo que hacemos es un poco utilizar estas clases pues para repasar, repasar conceptos y ver cosas que ya hemos visto antes. ¿Vale? Entonces eso es lo que vamos a hacer hoy. Eh, la idea es que podamos hacer un examen casi completo de los del curso pasado, igual que la última semana hicimos el examen de junio del año pasado, pues en esta ocasión pues vamos a hacer el examen de julio. ¿Eh? Lo que pasa es que en lugar de hacerlo en el formato tradicional, pues lo hemos metido en Moodle para que también podamos ensayar lo que podría ser el examen final de esta asignatura, también hecho en Moodle. ¿Eh? Al respecto, os contaré que un poco esa es nuestra intención. O sea, la idea es que podamos hacer el examen final, pero utilizando la plataforma de Moodle, eh, con lo cual, pues evidentemente las condiciones de examen van a variar necesariamente, ¿no? Y, y bueno, pues el hacerlo en Moodle, desde luego, os permite tener el material que queráis tener encima de la mesa. Es una
catch my breath. Remind me how it feels to hear your voice. Your lips are moving, I can hear a thing. Living life as if we had a choice. Anywhere, anytime, I would do anything for you. Anything for you. Yesterday got away, melody stuck inside your head. A song in every breath. Sing me to sleep now. Sing me to sleep. Won't you sing me to sleep now? Sing me to sleep. Lost in your mind, I wanna know, am I losing my mind? Never let me go. If this night is not forever, at least we are together. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. Anywhere, whenever, a purpose still together. I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not
The others don't understand what's coming.
Escape the Night, now streaming.
crashing, hit a wall. Right now, I'm near a miracle. Hurry up now, I'm near a miracle. It's trending, reaching out. I call your name, but you're not around. I say your name, but you're not around. I need you, I need you, I need you right now. Yeah, I need you right now. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head, darling. I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. So don't let me down, don't let me down. Don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, don't let me down, down, down. Running out of time. I really thought you were on my side, but now there's nobody by my side. I need you, I need you, I need you right now. Yeah, I need you right now. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head, darling. I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me, don't let me, don't let me down. So don't let me down, don't let me down. Don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, down, down. Don't let me down, down, down. So don't let me down. I think I'm losing my mind now. It's in my head, darling. I hope that you'll be here when I need you the most. So don't let me down. Don't let me down. Yeah, don't let me down. Yeah, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. So don't let me down. Don't let me down. Feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where to start. They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in the train. Well, life will pass me by if I don't open my eyes. Well, that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. I tried carrying the weight of the world, but I only have two hands. Hope I get the chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plans. Wish that I could stay forever this young, not afraid to close my eyes. Life's a game made for everyone, and love is prize. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
Andan diciendo que tus besos están de moda. Mami, yo voy por ti y el resto que se
bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Oh, I'm in love with your body. Oh, I'm in love with your body. Oh, I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Waking, we let the story begin. We're going out on our first day. You and me, you're 30 to go. You give me, fill up your bag, and I fill up a plate. We took 4 hours and hours about sweet and sour, and how your family is doing okay. Living getting a taxi, kissing the backseat till the driver made the radio play. And I'm singing like, do you know I want your love? Your love wasn't made for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too. I'm in love with your body. Last night you were in my room, and now my bed sheets smell like you. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with your body. Oh, I'm in love with your body. Oh, I'm in love with your body. Oh, I'm in love with your body. Every day discovering something brand new. I'm in love with the shape of you. Sí, sabes que ya llevo un rato mirándote. Tengo que bailar contigo hoy. Vi que tu mirada ya estaba llamándome. Muéstrame el camino que yo voy. Tú eres el
Can't you stay with me into the night? Stay, I need you close. You can go back when the sun rises again. Just stay tonight, just stay.
Have you seen my spirit lost in the night? The violin might shake, took away my life. The goal is nothing, my name is nothing. Come see me, please see me. 'Cause I've been riding with the demons now. You'll see my feet, they say there's nothing, nothing here.
I see a spirit in the sky.
I know the lights are dancing.
I hear you calling me at night. Whenever
Morning, pretty. You look so hot. Wanna take out with me?
And I couldn't see my emotes. Sad now.
Yo, how many finals have you won, Ref?
0.
0? Okay.
Fuck. Yo, ref, watch your win rate.
Yeah, we need to know your finals win rate.
0.
0? Okay.
Fuck. Yo, ref, watch your win rate.
Yeah, we need to know your finals win rate. Not your overall win rate. That one doesn't matter.
Ignored.
Careful.
Better?
Down,
Better?
I think.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Maybe not. I'm coming.
No,
No
I'm dead.
flash.
No flash, don't leave. You ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Whenever you are. Okay.
Yeah, 0 wants to base.
We're on top.
Okay. What about you?
He's giving his life.
Good
Yeah.
medicine.
He does his chest. Nice job.
Okay, do we wanna...
Careful. Here. Yeah, they're here.
Nice.
Okay, do you wanna go down for Dragon or just
No,
take
I want to
top
head on top. No, I'm heading on top. They're pen vaulting.
They're
flashing.
not keeping, by the way. They're not keeping.
You want to look at this yet?
They're both sand?
Yeah.
Dragon the flash. Actually, has
Yeah,
flash.
look at the pen. Look at this yet? We're just right.
That's fine. That's okay.
Nice. Can we tower? Oh, funny. Yeah, I'm looking.
Wait for Blitz here.
Yeah,
coming.
One Blitz, one Blitz.
Coming.
Don't watch. Is that?
Nice.
Drop.
They're looking by. Oh shit.
I tripped TP Eric for bot.
Think okay. Yeah.
I'm tipping. I think we win Eric.
Okay.
Let's get flashed.
Okay, Orna's flash.
Okay. That's fine. Nice.
I'm looking at this guy by the way. He's walking up. Got this.
Yeah.
45, but...
Is that?
I'm feeling his dead.
Nice. I'm coming.
Is he here? I think I'm healthy, by the way.
Yeah, there's none.
I'm healthy.
Okay, careful, hooks, just keep going.
Yeah.
Don't force too hard. It's hard.
Okay. They're
Oh, Panda rolled here.
Yeah.
Go.
Look at Panda.
I died.
I'm looking for an ult.
Okay, zero. No.
Can we go here? No flash.
It's hard, guys. It's hard.
I
It's fine. Best flash. Yo, look at here.
Oh, look at here. No.
Play with Eric.
Yeah, let's careful. Turret.
Okay.
Coming soon.
I'm catting this. Okay, I think we just get control and go back up or what? Oh,
Wait,
look.
I'm in.
Look at Panda.
Come on.
The blitz.
Yeah, I'm looking at R2. Yeah. It's all you. Yes, flash over.
Let's
It's all
all
you.
Eric.
Or.
Flash over.
Okay, I'm coming.
Flash. There's not here, brother.
Or.
Or no flash too.
Nice. I'm gonna look at his ear. Yeah.
I'm looking
flash
through,
over.
brother.
I'm looking at his ear. Look at his ear.
Yeah, I'm on his ear.
Oh,
Oh, it's okay. I think he's dead. He's dead. Nice. He's dead. Yeah. Look at Panda.
No. Go back down. And maybe you guys can burn actually.
Yeah, it's better.
Flash.
Come on.
I'm chasing. Oh.
Okay.
No.
No.
Drag.
I think Dragon. Coming with.
I wanna fight. I'm down to fight.
coming.
you.
As
They're
soon as
looking
you
at me.
I'm coming. It's good.
There's a guy.
Yeah. Let's take flash. Back down.
Panda.
I have two shadows. Look. We chase.
Look, do baby.
Yeah, come here. Look at his ear. Flash. He's not
Look at his ear. Guys here.
Azir dead.
I feel this.
You guys can do that.
He's dead. Or.
Kill him. Peel him. Peel.
He's gonna try to kill you, Blabber. Try not to die. I'm dead. Oh wait.
Nope. Okay, flash.
Yeah.
There are fruits here, Bob.
I know smite.
There's food somewhere.
It's fine.
Only
It's
a fucking
fine.
blitzring.
Walk here. They're ulting? Yeah,
going
they're
bot.
ulting.
Look at her. Let me help. Like, yeah.
Azir's not there, by the way.
No more champion.
Help Eric.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're coming. We're collapsing. It's collapsed.
Wait, so I think we look at.
No, I think you help.
Okay.
I'm looking at Azir too with you.
Yeah, man.
I think it's bad by this.
Okay. Look at his ear here, maybe?
Moving slowly. I'm trying to disengage.
Dude,
for now.
we're good now.
2 seconds.
I think it
I
hurt
think
maybe.
it's bad by guys. No,
No,
I'm gonna get
also-
this.
What's coming?
Look quick.
They go to order. Yo, I want to fight on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at Blitz.
Pat is dead.
Can you help me?
Yeah,
Pat is
hold
dead.
on. Yo, look at his ear.
Come on, Azir.
Azir's one HP. No flash.
Yeah, stop watch, guys. It's hard to kill.
It
Step
is
around, step
flash.
around.
Yeah.
Careful, Azir damage.
I think Zen wins these.
Nice.
Careful.
That.
Run.
No,
I think I will land.
Oh!
Oh, it feels dead. I think you ult.
But he looked to fight, I think. Look to fight,
Yeah,
no?
Can we hit him?
Just all pin out.
Hit them. You know, look.
I got it.
Look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pin
Super
out.
front. Kill front and then we do Baron. I
Yeah.
don't think. No, we can't. They can't play. Okay, go Baron. Fuck this guy. Go Baron.
Okay.
Let's see come.
Who cares about this guy?
Okay.
I hit.
Yeah, look at Blitz.
Let's, yeah, I'm zoning his here not.
He's
No,
dead.
you're not
Kill him.
here.
Nice.
Careful, go deeper. I'm on order. Fine. You went.
I'm going. Okay, look at Azir.
Yes, watch.
Azir dead.
Nice. Don't go, blabber.
I'm fine. Fight with me. I'm fine.
I feel he's low.
Yeah,
Just
I'm
stand.
really fine.
Stand.
Okay, I'll flash
I
on.
have a ult. Yeah.
What a banger of a game.
Nice job, guys.
Let's go. Wait. Let me emote here.
Man, I cannot emote, by the way. I don't have emote.
Nice.
So this game I picked a scaling mid. Next game I'm not pushing mid.
And then we fucking turbo.
And then we turbo them.
No, I want the blue. Oh, here? Yeah.
He's hot now.
Just stop.
I'm pushing mid already, by the way.
Oh,
I don't
okay,
see Syndra.
nice, nice, nice.
Syndra.
Here.
I'm pushing hard. I am pushing hard.
Flash,
I
flash.
feel. You
Just
can
run. Keep running.
I'm going. Yo, look at it. I'll circle flash.
Guys, keep running.
Okay. I want to fight this, by the way.
Just wait.
Sorry, I saw you just now. Yeah, there's flash, that's all.
I'm here, by the way, if you guys
Yeah, I'm
want.
sorry.
I'm gonna ward over.
Yeah. It should be ours.
Yeah.
I'm not
Sure.
fighting this.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm clearing ward. I'm clearing ward.
You
like top? Okay, I'm coming now. Predator. Maybe.
I think I might push you back here.
Okay.
Okay.
They see me.
They're
Okay,
shooting.
I'm fine. I should be fine.
They're gonna flash. Yeah. I'm gonna keep out running river maybe?
Yeah. Eric's dead. Rexy no flash.
Lantern me. Oh,
Oh, I might be. I'm
going, by the way.
Yeah. Look at it.
No flash door.
Nice. Look at
I'm
ward.
going.
26 seconds.
Okay.
Alice is coming from river, but you guys are fine.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Nice. Nice job.
Okay.
I am running, by the way, to bot here.
Oh,
Oh,
kill us, kill us.
you guys can kill him, I think. I'm running as well.
I think I reached. You have a slow. Wait, throw some flash too, brother.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm
Ward's
there
here.
soon.
Rexy could be
I'm
top.
playing 5
there.
seconds.
Double.
Two.
Okay.
1 or 2, 1 now.
Rexy's mid.
Yes, spell soon.
They could try to top dive.
I'm taking 1 play on basing here.
Okay,
I'm gonna clear this thing behind.
Okay, I'm predating here. I'm
Okay,
coming.
40.
Double.
No flash, right
Yeah.
No flash either.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
They're rage playing
Okay,
now.
no way. Nice.
They're making a lot of rage plays. Good shit.
Yeah, they're pissed.
I don't think you can.
Okay, no way. Nice.
They're making a lot of rage plays. Good shit.
Yeah, they're pissed.
I don't think you can.
It's fine. We'll reach him.
Oh, he
Oh, you
missed.
What are you in?
Yeah,
He's almost
he
6 now. I think it's fine.
I
I'm
don't think it
playing.
matters.
It's fine. It's fine.
I really don't think it matters. He's just dead.
Yeah, come behind you. I think we can win this play.
Yeah, we're coming.
Yeah. Look, Eric. I'm almost here. I've been
Yeah,
in.
How is he?
Rest
it all.
I'm here for ult. It's done if you see it.
I'm going on all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, it's big.
Back. Okay,
Kill Rexy, we get better, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah. Kill Alistair.
Nice, bear, hit there.
Yep. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Good time, Liski.
Blabber come.
Yeah, I'm
Fine. They can't go.
I'm going.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
Done. I'm on Orn here. We can Orn.
Orn.
Pet flash in place.
Turbo. We end, no? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm doing
No,
dragon.
we end, no?
Someone do dragon.
I'll do dragon, I'm low.
It's not an end, guys. It is not an end.
I'm coming top this here, I'm
I'll
coming.
start stop side. We're
Just
coming
get,
now.
just get eat battle.
I'm coming.
I'll start there. They're TPing.
They're
I'm
tripping.
TPing too, I'm TPing too. This is good,
I'm flashing
this is
as well.
good.
Miss you. Svenson.
Yeah.
Coming.
Ulti you in. Syndra flash.
Yeah.
Look at Syndra, guys. You guys win. Man.
Look at this guy. Yeah.
Syndra flash.
Look at Orn.
Half play.
Syndra, guys, first.
Yeah, he's...
And Orn after.
Yo, I'm looking. Alistair. Okay, I got exhausted. It's fine.
Okay.
And
I don't think we end. Fair.
I think Nash.
It's fine. What about tower?
Don't fight mid, please. Don't fight mid.
It's 2v2, Eric. It's 2v2.
Okay.
Yo, can you ultimate it? Okay.
Rex is dead.
Syndra flash.
Yeah, we're fine.
Syndra's mid.
We win these. Billy Stout. Okay.
I'm coming to you. I can let
Look at this
her.
guy.
Kill him and let her not.
Nice. I swear you could just spear it and then you can render
Okay.
it. Just hit it
One here.
yourself. Yeah.
Oh, we're fighting?
Yeah,
Look.
One a bit.
I think it's just
Fine.
dead.
Just hit this guy for free.
Yeah, no, look here.
Are they all dead?
I will. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
think
chasing.
GG.
I'll play me here. Lose Syndra. Up G. Syndra.
80s. 1 HP. 80s dead. Okay, it's an end.
Big. We're smurfing and turfing. Holy fuck. Nice. We're actually smurfing and pistoling. We need one more push. Don't get cocky. Stop it.
Is he?
I need to die for time.
Nice.
I'm channeling a base right now. Oh, they're top. That's 3. Pan and flash. I think Eric's dead. Double flash. Yep. Yeah, let's go side.
Can you get the way then? I'm pushing it right now.
It was gonna get hit
It's
first.
Syndra close.
I don't think so.
Okay, just go. Yeah, you have root.
Yeah.
No, I
knock
should-
him up.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm taking
I'll
it.
turn bar.
I'm dropping. I'm good.
Okay, I'm leaving. Careful, Syndra.
Nice panda's here too, by the way.
Careful top.
Did Orn TP or was it just there? No,
think
just
it
there.
was just-
He didn't TP.
Oh, nice.
Nice job.
I promise you. Okay.
They're fighting.
Eric.
Yeah,
If you guys can play slow, we have a number in the bench.
Let's see. No flash. Oh, what the fuck? I'm trolling.
We're going for. We
Yeah,
can
yeah.
get him.
I'm
You can leave
dying.
it. Don't die.
Dead.
Out my turn here, brother.
Don't die.
Yeah. Fighting Orin. Okay.
I play.
Down here.
Don't die.
Fighting. Got him. Nice. Hit flash. Oh, I dropped my ult. Yo, this is
Pantheon.
the ball.
Pantheon to normal flash. Pantheon to normal flash.
I'm looking at Sindri.
I'm looking.
I'm chasing.
Here.
Oh.
Yo, Eric, I have ult on this guy.
Eric, look it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay.
Where are we going? Left or right?
Yeah.
Pantheon here.
I think we kill this guy.
Okay. There's one turn bar.
I think I'm dead. I got him. Yeah.
They
They're
are.
looking mid.
Pantheon could ult.
I think Nishi's okay. I'm coming, Nishi. On the way.
Rakan's there too. Try not to extend.
Oh,
Three kills if you can.
Okay, we need to turn at the same time, though, guys.
These are kind of close.
They see water.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I'm going there, guys. Flashing out. I heal. Gonna turn in 7 seconds. We need to get.
The pepper getting cooked.
Yeah. Kirba. Nice.
Good up.
Let me there, Chucks.
Yeah.
Half there.
No flash, go.
Nice. Okay, look at this guy.
Guys, no flash.
Dragon. I don't think
No
we can.
flash.
Okay,
We can.
You got base,
No,
right?
that's it.
Don't miss anything. Just take it.
Yeah. Got him. Trolling.
Help down here.
Look, Pantheon.
We're fighting.
Yeah.
I got Rakan here.
Yo, I'm old here. Just get dizzy.
I think it's much forward. Just try to make down.
Yeah.
Pantheon,
Look at back.
Yeah, just kill that. Okay, that's it.
Nice.
But.
Okay.
We've a wave.
Yeah. I think they Rakan ulted and Sindri ulted, by the way. Actually, I didn't see Rakan ult.
Yeah, so
I'm giving you presence here.
Yeah, good.
No.
I
Yo,
did
Orin
it.
ulting. Yeah.
We're fine.
Look at
Fine.
tower.
I
Gonna
got
flip this
one.
guy.
Orin, yeah.
Snared.
Up on him. Nice.
Nice. We have an extra.
Can we a tower? What is me?
I'm going with here.
Wait.
If he goes here, I might want to look.
Okay.
Look at
Pantheon's
it.
up.
Yeah, he's ruined. Nice.
We don't have Baron. I don't think we can. Actually, we do.
I think we
I
in,
think
no?
he's dead, by the way. I think he's dead.
Does I have ult? Anyone else?
I think we try.
Let's go solo, guys. Fuck this. Go solo.
Yeah.
Okay.
But mid Zai's not here, brother. Sinner's not here. Look.
Yeah, wait, run an orb.
Yeah, okay.
Pantheon.
I'm not ulting anyone.
Yeah, don't
Oh,
ult.
Pan. No flash. He's stuck.
Okay.
Alright, I don't think.
You want to
Okay.
roll?
No.
Okay.
Mid-ranging me.
Going.
Over here, my bad spot.
Okay.
Pantheon, yes, no juice.
Okay. I think hit
Kill Pantheon.
No ult. Stopwatch. I'm on the right side. Yeah, big ult.
I have nothing.
That's fine. I'm invincible. I'm
Yeah,
invincible.
we
With this.
Sorry.
Look at that.
Nice.
Push mid or what?
Mid.
Mid?
I think it's mid, no?
He's gonna drag away. There's a fucking turret here.
I think you can
all enter bot if you want to enter.
Sure.
Come back.
Okay. Hand it up in 10. Are you sure we can?
I don't think it matters.
Yes, we can.
Look at
Okay.
Aatrox, man. Kill this guy.
Okay, just
Yo, we
go.
don't need to go through. Oh, no.
Kill him. Just kill him.
If he hits, we can just go
Yeah,
back.
just go.
I think we end. It's only Pantheon. Just stand.
Yeah. Flash, by the way. He just flashed.
Stand. Hit.
Yeah. Hit.
Full it.
Full it. Just full hit.
Full it.
Full it.
At the
And
next.
and
Guys, please.
Ah!
hit it.
Hit.
We cannot blink.
No, I think we can.
Eric, can it?
I don't think I die. It's fine.
Hey, what's up you guys, Loco here. LCS final happened, LEC final happened. I'll be reviewing both. I probably want to do a recap on every single one of the finals actually, and yeah, I'll be giving it to you guys throughout the week. Don't forget to check them all out. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, I switched glasses. So normally I have two glasses that I wear. This clear one, which one I think is a little bit more fashionable and that I like, but it has like a scratch down the middle, so I've been wearing this one. I don't know, dude. Kurna are my friends, other than my roommates that I see on a daily basis, so I wanted to let you know. But yeah, C9 versus FlyQuest. I think I got every single prediction correct, even like the score line. But yeah, C9 versus FlyQuest. Let's start with the draft as always. Let's take a look at the bans. So for Cloud9, they're doing pure target bans, and that is a strategy from blue side, as you have the first pick, and if you're willing to trade out the picks and ban out the ones you're uncomfortable with, it's a good strategy to go with. So Rakan, Ignar's been amazing on it, that's a no-brainer. Trundle, that was a little odd, them banning Trundle, but I think it really enables what FlyQuest wants to do. FlyQuest likes playing front to back with heavy tank line and heavy back line, and Trundle really enables that. It doesn't matter if you have a really tanky champion like Ornn on your team, Trundle gets to negate a lot of that, and we saw that in the EG versus FlyQuest series. Kuma would pick Ornn, and FlyQuest would just draft a front to back comp, and because they have Trundle, it doesn't matter if you have someone extremely tanky, Trundle's able to steal away all your tankiness and make you really squishy for the moment. And lastly, Syndra. I didn't mention it last time we talked about FlyQuest versus TSM, but a reason why C9 and other teams ban Syndra versus FlyQuest is Turtle is one of the very few players in North America that can play Syndra bot lane. And Syndra bot lane is really interesting because it allows you to pick Syndra early and you can flex it both mid and bot, and it's a really great counter pick into Aphelios. He has the lowest base MR in the entirety of the game, so he's really vulnerable to champions like Syndra. Imagine playing versus Serna León, Syndra Blitzcrank. Actually, that's probably the other reason. FlyQuest is probably the best kill lane bot lane duo. Ignar, one of the best hook supports, one of the best aggressive supports, so Turtle plus Ignar is probably the only duo that can really sufficiently run a kill lane in North America with Syndra. Now, when we look at FlyQuest bans, these are also target bans. Zoe, it's one of Niski's best champion. Tahm Kench, a pick Cloud9 is very comfortable with. Tahm Kench Varus, we've seen a lot of that. Tahm Kench Aphelios. Senna, one of Saban's best champions. So yeah, both teams just banning out what the other team has been really comfortable with, and they feel like there aren't extreme OPs in the game that they need to be really controlling. And Cloud9 has a choice of Set or Ornn in the first pick, and them deciding to go with Set. There is something I do want to caveat. One thing they could have done was Aphelios first pick and split the Ornn and the Set difference, but instead they want to first pick Set and give over the Ornn and the Aphelios. They feel comfortable doing it. FlyQuest taking Ornn and Aphelios, it's what's left on the table. They should take it, no questions asked. And Cloud9 responding with Misfortune Nautilus. Ooh, I'm a little surprised about this one because this is going kind of far back, right? Where in the earlier part of the season, we saw a lot of Misfortune in Nautilus, but how to phrase it? They're very strong in obvious ways. Misfortune is strong in lane and she's strong in teamfights. Nautilus is okay in lane and he's really good in teamfights, but these are champions with very clear counterplay patterns. So let's see.
So, I'm a 17-year-old self-made millionaire.
So let's see how Cloud9 does play with them. And we can talk about it in game, kind of Misfortune's strength. It's going to be majorly how she's using her ult in teamfights and her weakness. After 2 items, it gets really awkward for Misfortune because you build Essence Reaver and then you build Infinity Edge and you feel really strong because those 2 items really help you with your ult. But after that, you start building attack speed and you're not that great of an AD carry. After your 2 items, getting onto the 3rd item, you don't feel that great as a Misfortune. Sure, you're still building crit, but you don't have any utility, you just have pure damage, and your ult starts falling off, and yeah, versus champions like Aphelios, the tide really turns towards that champion when you get to 3 items. And FlyQuest finishing off the first rotation of their draft with the Pantheon pick. I thought they could have gone with their support pick here. I'm kind of curious why they delayed it. They probably wanted to see the mid and jungle pick first. But yeah, they already see the support in the bot lane they're going to be playing versus, and it's very normal to draft the support here. Pantheon really isn't a priority pick. There's a lot of junglers left, so yeah, a little bit odd that FlyQuest took Pantheon on 3. Now, FlyQuest banning out Nocturne and Olaf, these are champions that are very aggressive and have a lot of priority in the jungle in the early portion of the game, and something that Cloud9 has shown a lot of success on. Now, Cloud9, on the other hand, banning out LeBlanc and Kassadin. These are champions that Power Evil likes to play that have really good counter pick potential. Kassadin, one of the best counter picks ever. If you can get Kassadin into the right matchup, that champion is so freaking good. As for LeBlanc, it's a good counter pick champion, but the fact that it's being set up by the Pantheon pick is probably why Cloud9 ended up banning it. Because yeah, there is very, very little counterplay to Pantheon flash stunning you, and LeBlanc using W chain, that gank is just unplayable. So very interestingly, FlyQuest opts to blind pick their mid lane with Azir here, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to have questions about that. Why did they blind pick their mid lane here? Don't they want to save the mid lane counter pick? I think in most normal cases, you do want to save it. But by FlyQuest picking Azir here, they're just locking themselves as a superior teamfight comp. When you have the Ornn as the front line, when you have the Aphelios and the Azir, you have one of the best backlines in the game right now. So yeah, they're telling Cloud9, hey, we like playing teamfight. We're going to draft the best teamfight comp possible. Let me see what you have. So there are counter picks into Azir, most notably champions with kill potential or champions with poke. So the poke champions are stuff like Xerath, Vel'Koz, Varus. These don't really see play in NA right now. And I also don't know if Niski has these champions in his pool. And also the other way you can go is more of the assassination route. So stuff like Fizz, stuff like Zed. It is a very one-dimensional style and a very hard style to make work in pro play. So yeah, Niski also not going to be playing those. Instead, he's actually going to opt into Veigar. So Veigar is a really nice pick in the sense that you can really push away Azir in teamfight and make life really difficult for him. By placing your cage in the middle of their backline, Azir has to back off. And Azir is not a poke champion. He is a sustained damage champion. And as an Azir, you really hate being pushed out and not being able to do your pokey with your soldiers in Q. It is a very classic counter pick, something that Nemesis actually showed a lot of success with in 2019 Worlds. And also Cloud9 going to be pairing it with the Kindred. So by taking the Kindred, they also opt more into the teamfight potential. Now Cloud9 also has a very scary backline with the Misfortune, with the Veigar, with the Kindred. They're kind of matching the fire with fire. Hey, you have a strong backline? We're also going to have a strong backline. Also, one thing that Kindred does is it also enables Blabber to continuously play his aggressive, invade-heavy, skirmish-heavy playstyle. Kindred is not a sit-back and farm champion. She is, I want to duel you early, I want to take your camps early, hey guys, come the fuck over here and help me fight early champion. And lastly, FlyQuest finishing off with Blitzcrank. So Blitzcrank is the kill lane into the hook lanes. So whenever you see a hook champion picked like Nautilus or Thresh, you can pick Blitzcrank and you'll have more kill threat over them. Whenever both champions hook each other, Blitzcrank hook wins out. And also, his is more, there's just more power into his hook. Yeah, you just have more kill threat on it, you have more gank assist on it. One thing that you'd lack compared to the other champions is utility. Thresh and Nautilus will bring utility whenever they are played. Blitzcrank, you bring zero utility and you're all about landing the hooks in lane and also vision controlling later on and landing the hooks and trying to get something going. Now let's rearrange the picks because we talked about the draft order, the ban order, and what the thought process was probably behind all these picks, and we can talk about both comps in totality. So for FlyQuest, like I mentioned before, very traditional teamfight comp. They have good on is you are not alpha. You can start E is really beyond, but it's really powerful when they get to 3 power spikes and then start team fighting with the 3 item carries upgraded by Ornn, making sure you're in the right formation and not allowing random stuff to happen. Cloud9 comp on the other hand has a lot of different tools, but they aren't straight up stronger.
This is Tyler. Tyler, with Grammarly's help, is writing an email to his boss, Anita.
Straight up stronger in a team fight. So Cloud9 has a really strong backline, don't get me wrong. I think they'll be even stronger than FlyQuest on 2 items. Misfortune on 2 items, very powerful. Same thing for Kindred. Veigar scaling to infinity. But they just cannot outdamage what Power Evil and what Turtle's going to be able to do on Azir and Aphelios. So they have to get really creative. They have to find picks with Veigar. They have to find good flanks with Set. And they have to make sure they're eating cooldowns very well with the Kindred. Because you're fake the early round. Now let's see them FlyQuest trying to get control for mid lane, trying to help out their mid laners. Blabber coming in here, getting river control. But honestly, without even knowing what happens, there's no way this can work out well for C9, just due to the champions that we see here. It's a Blitzcrank and a Pantheon. This time it starts with a hook into Pantheon flash stun, but it could have gone so many other ways. It could have started with Pantheon flash stun into Blitz hook, yeah, targeted CC combined with instant hook means C9 has to give up control, and that's kind of what they were doing. Even though they were there first, once they realized the Blitz and the Pantheon were going to be there, they started to back up, because yeah, it's a Blitz and a Pantheon. These two champions will murder you. So we're going to see both teams playing for Herald, but there's something really strange going on in bot side. Look at Turtle. He channels his recall and then he cancels it, and then he's going to do it one more time where he channels his recall and he cancels it. I have no idea what Turtle is doing here, but yeah, maybe FlyQuest decided that they don't need Turtle and he can stay bot lane and push, or maybe they decided, hey, we can't take this fight, just go push all the way, and they called for the Herald originally. I don't know what happened, but he wasted so much time channeling and unchanneling his recall. Now it's a 4v5 at Herald, it's really difficult to contest, they're gonna have to give up control here. Solo probably gonna have to flash out, great hook into stun. Oh my god, if Solo got his knock up and they chained the CC properly where Blabber couldn't get his ult off, that would mean they kill Blabber and they also get this Herald and Turtle gets to stay bot lane. That was so close for FlyQuest to blow out this fight completely. A little bit better play from Solo there on the timing, and yeah, this could have gone so much different. Now, Turtle did get 2 plays bottom, but Licorice is going to come in here and save it. And there was a lot of talk on the cast about what's a worth of a Herald, right? Because Herald will give you 2 plays, but if you can stay bot lane and just push and get the 2 plays yourself, then yeah, that's sometimes even better. But there's little caveats around, like, you have to move around for Herald. It's not just directly 2 plates sometimes. You also get the additional gold from it, the XP from it. You can finish off turret. Yeah, there's just a lot of little things. But most of the time, if you yourself can get 2 plates, it's about as even as getting a Herald. But there's also the waves included. So yeah, keep that in mind too. You're not just getting 2 plates, you're also getting the CS that the other guy normally won't be getting because he grouped up for Herald. So the next play we have is this top gank. And it's going to show you why Sett is so dangerous to play versus. He's going to lead with Flash E into the ult, and Solo has pretty much nothing he can do. The only real counterplay he had was using W the moment Sett Flash E's to deny the CC, but other than that, he literally couldn't have done anything. And that's just Sett versus a melee champion. You can Flash E and ult someone back at any time. He's also a really great split pusher. If you build him with Bork, he can participate in team fights even though he directly isn't tanky. He's kind of weirdly tanky with his W and also his ult, being able to deny so much CC. He's very hard to focus down. Now C9 gonna use Herald, gonna try to take this first turret, and FlyQuest wants to counterplay this. They really don't want to give up first turret to Blabber, the Kindred. Centurion going in there, getting on top of Blabber, and Pyre of Evil gonna be able to finish off the kill with the ult, and gonna be able to deny the first turret too. Really nice. C9's all about getting Blabber started early game and making sure he gets a lot of gold, and FlyQuest being able to deny that was crucial. So this kill I'm about to show you is just all about timing. You can see C9's on the map first, they pushed out mid lane, and they're the first ones to start getting vision control. This is why recall timing is so important. Ignar gonna try to get some vision control by himself, his jungler isn't there, and also his team isn't set up. Azir doesn't have his wave pushed out, nor does Aphelios, so he's just gonna be all alone. Misfortune leading with the slow honor E, following up with the Nautilus hook. Blabber went for the KS, not gonna be able to quite get it. And now FlyQuest gonna make their own play on bot side. And even though they get a decent CC chain off, they're not able to one-shot Licorice, and he's able to buy so much time with the W and the ult. And Nifty gonna port in here and pick up the kill on Centauran. And yeah. Now the situation's evened out bot side, and C9 is getting so ahead in terms of mid lane, because Aphelios can't be at the turret with the Blitzcrank dead, so he's getting denied a lot, and also C9 getting damage on the mid turret, Blabber able to take farm in the jungle, and also going to be able to start up Herald. Yeah, that one kill led to so much for Cloud9. We have Dragon coming up in 40 seconds, and let's see how both teams contest for it. For FlyQuest, they only show Turtle in mid lane while hiding Ignar. Ignar sees that ward with the pink ward, but he's not killing it because he wants to make sure.
Well, things are really starting to hot up now. We've got our crossbows firing at the enemy, and we've got a siege tower coming in. This is certainly going to be one hell of a fight, I think. So it begins. Here come the enemy infantry. They're obviously going to go for the battering ram. We should get on this ballista, see if we can try and at least take some of them out at range before they get to the gates. Oh, we actually got a hit. Nice.
that C9 has no idea where he can be. Turtle placing his turret down, trying to get control here. Really big mistake getting hooked and then knocked up, and then misfortunal trying to get control here. Really big mistake getting hooked and then knocked up, and then misfortune ulted. He's gonna die. I mean, honestly, this is a hard contest for FlyQuest because they're on 1 item, like 1.5 more accurately, and they're still weaker than Cloud9. But yeah, Turtle getting killed like that means they're just not gonna have a shot at all. C9 able to get mid turret very easily. They try to use Herald, but actually they didn't need Herald for mid turret, so it's gonna go on the second turret and get the charge in. That's actually really nice. And now they can just walk straight to Dragon. Not walking straight to Dragon, getting mid control first. Vulcan gonna walk up, getting poked down by the Azir. Zben dodging the ult. Wow, dodged 2 ults actually, both solos and Centaurans. Vulcan getting in there. Look at the Azir damage here. The pokes and Ignar with the knock up into the ult, silencing Kindred, making sure she can't get her ult off. Licorice gets in there. Zben able to walk out. But yeah, very nicely done from Ignar. I love the timing on that knock up into the ult. It made sure Kindred couldn't live and do damage. And this is a Kindred that's relatively fed. You can see her farm, 114 at 18 minutes, not bad at all. 2 kills, 1 assist, and she still has flash up. If she got that ult off there, she would live so long and do so much damage. But because they got that pick, despite Turtle getting picked off, they're going to be able to take Dragon for themselves. A sigh of relief for FlyQuest. This really prevents the snowballing, and one thing that C9 can do is the Dragon Soul threat, right? Ocean Soul, extremely powerful, and being able to get to 3 dragons on an ocean map and contest for the 4th one and forcing the other team to come to you is a really big thing. Let's see this again. That ult going in on Zben, able to nicely flash out. Blitz hook not connecting. Power of Evil doing a lot of damage on the front line. Blabber getting in there, really confident because of the ult. And that silence. Beautiful timing, just so nice. And everyone actually able to get out here. I cannot believe they took this fight without Turtle, and C9 took it without Veigar too. So this is one of the better fights FlyQuest gets, but you're going to see how crucial Azir is to this comp. They're going to start with the Ornult onto MF, into the Blitz hook, into the one shot. And they're still going to lose this fight. Because they actually don't have damage afterwards. Turtle's just on 1 item. He's trying to fight Licorice. It's a 1v3 situation, but they can barely win out. And yeah, C9 gonna be able to collapse and pick off the rest of FlyQuest. Without Azir and Aphelios having items, they don't have enough sustained damage to win the fight. So even though the fight started out really well, it's just not gonna go their way. It's gonna be a little bit different later on though, when they do actually have items and Turtle finally caught up. So we have Dragon spawning in about 40 seconds, and FlyQuest is very comfortable to teamfight. Ornn is level 14, he has both his items upgraded, he also upgraded the Infinity Edge for Aphelios. Azir on 2.5 items. They're finally turning the corner in terms of outscaling and out team fighting. But watch what C9 does. They're not going to give it up for free, but you can still see how behind they are in terms of comp wise. Vulcan going to take 1 hit, and now he's half HP. Oh my god. Chakram plus Calibrim is so dangerous. But this flash hook here, this changes everything. Power of Evil is level 15, he's been side laning and picking up all that farm. Everything. Chakram plus Calibrim is so dangerous. But this flash hook here, this changes everything. Power of Evil is level 15, he's been side laning and picking up all that farm. He is by far the strongest member for FlyQuest, and him dying like this means they don't have a shot at the team fight. Just watch the CC chain from C9. You can see the hook, and there's an immediate ult from Licorice. That is so important because it makes sure Power of Evil doesn't cleanse flash out. This immediate ult, no delay, cannot do anything. And with that, they're able to pick up the single most important kill there is, and they're going to be able to deny that 3rd Ocean Drake. Denying this dragon is huge. If FlyQuest gets this dragon, they're along solo point, they're going to be able to continuously scale. Next fight they take, Azir's going to have Death Cap, maybe even a stopwatch. Turtle's going to be working towards his 3rd item. C9 getting this dragon was so crucial to the game. So there's Baron up, and both teams are contesting for it, and there's going to be a fight up ahead. There's so many cool moments in the fight I want to highlight. Let's start with the first one. Vulcan sidestepping this hook. Vulcan knows he's about to get stunned and hooked, so last second before he gets stunned, he actually walks a little bit forward making sure that he can dodge the hook. This is really nice because it means he's able to survive for a little bit longer, especially with the Azir there. He would have lost so much more HP if he got hooked. Yeah, Azir still did a lot of damage to him, but Stoneplate Gargoyle plus the ult buys a lot of time. And a beautiful Misfortune ult hitting 3 members. This is the core of the champion. This is the flower of the champion. You're on 2 items and a half. It's still prime time. That ult has such a long range and such a large AoE. You really don't want to be autoing. You're not building attack speed. You just are playing the champion to get these beautiful ults. Because later in the game, your ults don't do damage. And honestly, that's where Misfortune falls off a lot. Now, look at Blabber and Turtle here. Blabber getting in there, gonna get Azir sec, and then he's gonna hop back into the ult. And also, I don't know what Turtle's thinking, but he's walking all the way in there and playing melee range Aphelios. That's not what you want to do. He has the Infernum here, he has the Severum here, he can maintain distance, use Infernum ult for big boom booms. Like, Turtle, think for a second, you don't want to be doing this. Blabber getting in there, live for longer. And now look at Pirate Eagle. He's going to get stunned, and he's going to get all that damage from Veigar coming into it. But he's not going to back up. He's going to start poking like crazy. I think a lot of worse Azir players there, as soon as they're stunned by Veigar, they panic, they cleanse, and they start walking away. But Pirate Eagle knows if he walks away from this fight without doing damage, they don't win this. Oh my god, look at all that damage he got off. And Turtle, he's going to end up dying without using his ultimate. There were so many chances where C9 was clumped. And yeah, it's really sad to see Aphelios being played like this. But all these kills mean C9 is able to get Baron and they're able to turn it around. I really don't think the fights are easier for C9. I think they're much, much harder. But yeah, this is why Blabber's MVP. That fight right there. Using that ult and using the Q to get back in and surviving for such a long time. He is really, truly a jungle carry. If you see on the minimap, you can see Licorice is just pushing by himself with the rest of his team on the left side of the map. And yeah, he's going to get opened on, starting with himself, a jungle carry. If you see on the for such a long time, he is really, truly a jungle carry. If you see on the minimap, you can see Licorice is just pushing by himself with the rest of his team on the left side of the map. And yeah, he's going to get opened on. Starting with the Ornn ult, has to flash it. Pantheon ult coming in. Ghost flash stun. Blitzcrank loading up the hook, waiting for it. And Licorice timing the ult perfectly to deny the hook. Buying time with stopwatch and W, Misfortune ult over the wall. But yeah, he's gonna go down. And with set down like that, I don't think C9 can take the fight even with the majority of the cooldowns used from FlyQuest. And they're just gonna have to give that kill up. So I want to take this time to talk about scaling. I know I said scaling would be favorable for FlyQuest, but a lot of different things happen. C9 is up about 6k gold, and the X factor was Kindred. Kindred has so much gold than she should right now, and she also has so much of the marks, and she's a very mobile champion with a lot of survivability. You can see FlyQuest coming in here to try to pick. He's just going to be able to hop over the walls. Long as that champion doesn't get insta-gibbed in a team fight, I think C9 is going to be fine in a front-to-back fight. And also at this point, Nifty is really, really strong. So as the Veigar, being able to get all your stacks and get that death cap, you're like a utility bot in the mid-game. But as you get items, you just turn into this monster that has potential to one-shot people. And for champions like Turtle, or Aphelios, excuse me, where it's really hard to build MR, and he can't really go Zhonya's either, right? There's very little ways he can play versus the burst. Nifty, if he sees at any point Turtle's half HP, he just goes flash art, you're dead. And that's the life of an Aphelios. So we have an Ocean Drake coming up. That's soul point for C9. If they get Ocean Soul, they're going to be pretty much unbeatable. So both teams locked into a fight. Let's see how this fight goes. C9 leaving Vulcan behind. You're going to have to start the fight, buddy. You're going to have to be the one tanking. And yeah, you can see his HP disappear. This is late game Azir, this is late game Aphelios. Both champions are at what I would say is 3 items and a half, and they also have the death cap and the infinity edge upgraded. There's just not a champion in the game that can tank versus that. So what C9 has to do is get in there and kill the Azir and kill the Aphelios, cause yeah, they can't just take the fight front to back. Blabber getting in there, got his ult off. And now look at Power of Evil here. He's gonna dash in, push Blabber out of the ult to make sure not all of them are going to get low HP. Because what happens here is If Blabber is just able to hit Pyre Evil and Turtle while he's in his ult, sure, he's low HP, but he brings down Pyre Evil and Turtle with him, and Nifki can just go in and ult. Zben can just ult on top of that and finish off the low HP target. So it's so crucial that they kill him before he can do his damage. And Pyre Evil is going to be able to push him out of the ult and get that insta-kill. That push, get the kill, and then flash out. Beautifully done. Now, Nifki went in there and flash ulted Turtle, and Turtle didn't die. And Zben getting in there, Pyre Evil going to kill himself to get that kill. And here, Turtle makes a huge mistake. This mistake is actually game-changing. It could have turned things around for FlyQuest. But Turtle's just not going to respect the damage that Nifki has. Watch what he does as he comes out of the Zanya. QW. And Turtle just deleted one shot. He doesn't recognize how much damage that dark matter can do, and he's sitting there hitting creeps. If Turtle walked out and was out of range, Aphelios is able to melt down any objective. They get that Ocean Dragon right there. They could also get that Baron. But yeah, FlyQuest had those objectives in hand and they just lose it because Turtle can't dodge the W. That's a yikes. Licorice checking all these brushes. He's curious that someone might have hit there. So before starting Dragon, he's like, oh, is the Ornn there? Is the Blitz there? What if they steal it? Or what if they start the team fight and they flank? That's why he didn't start it right away. It gets really interesting and messy. So the bad thing is, Turtle died way later in the fight, so he's gonna spawn a bit later. And because the junglers actually ended up dying early, and C9 jungler is a carry, where FlyQuest jungler Centurion on Pantheon really isn't a carry, so C9 is going to be able to melt this dragon, and yeah, Nifki has teleport, they can't fight for it. Oh, what a turn of events. Now C9 gets Ocean Soul, able to pick up the kills afterwards too. This is where tilt comes in. FlyQuest is tilted at that point, because they know they had that dragon, they know they had that Baron, the game is so close. And that one mistake means the game is just done. Yep, 3 people dead, or actually 2 people, excuse me, and also the Baron gonna go over. And that's gonna be pretty much game. Yeah. But man, Pyre Evil, he is such a monster on Azir. I actually need to give this guy way more credit. I think in the regular season, I had Zizuke rated over him, but definitely in playoffs, he's been such a monster. Turtle's trying to get cute with his steal there, but it's a level 17. Level 17 jungler. Smite's doing around 900 damage, 950 damage. It's really hard to steal at that point. And after that, C9 just groups up with Ocean Soul and Baron and they end the game. I don't think I really need to show you guys that. But yeah, I really like this game 1. FlyQuest going with the strategy I thought they would go with, and I was very curious how C9 would respond to the Azir, because yeah, that allows FlyQuest to be the more scaling team, the better teamfight team, and they just found ways to be a better teamfight team without a lot of flanking actually. I thought how C9 would deal with it is they would put Licorice on flanking champions, but they had him on Set, so I'm like, Set can flank, but he's not the best flanker in the world, so how did they deal with FlyQuest having a stronger back line? Just have a stronger back line by picking the Kindred forehead. It isn't that simple. There still had to be a lot of work done from the Veigar and also a lot of work done from the team to make sure Kindred can get that strong, but just take the fight from to back. How the hell did G2 3-0 Fnatic? That's something I need answered to. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Crazy, I'm just loco.
Yeah, let's go. I ain't the first with the curse, with the thirst that I wanna be better, not worse, man, it hurts. I'm on this earth with my words, and I put them all together, insert, cause I wanna have worth. Working hella hard till they put me in the dirt. Gonna go far, man, listen to my words.
Hey guys, what's up? It happened. Double lift to TSM. I was right. I mean, I don't think it makes sense to gloat since half the world had the same prediction, but there's still a lot of things to break down, so let's get right to it. Doublelift got to pick his team. According to the report, he had many offers but ultimately chose TSM as his team. I talked about it in another video, so I'll keep it really short. Doublelift has 6 months left on his contract, and due to that, he's basically a free agent. So whenever a team talks to him, if Doublelift isn't happy with the team, he can just tell them, hey, I'm not going to sign a long-term deal with you. So yeah, he got to pick wherever he wanted to go, and he chose TSM. Doublelift got to pick his team. According to the report, he had many offers but ultimately chose TSM as his team. I talked about it in another video, so I'll keep it really short. Doublelift has 6 months left on his contract, and due to that, he's basically a free agent. So whenever a team talks to him, if Doublelift isn't happy with the team, he can just tell them, hey, I'm not going to sign a long-term deal with you. So yeah, he got to pick wherever he wanted to go, and he chose TSM. This one's also very obvious. He used to play for the team before. He has a lot of past friends on the team like Bjergsen, Biofrost, and Parth, and also he is dating Lena. More on this later because there were a lot of comments about it. So now, how is this going to affect TSM? I actually think it brings in a lot of new problems, but first let's talk about the positives. TSM will finally have an identity again. They will be a Doublelift Bjergsen focused team around team fighting. But even more so than Bjergsen, I think they will be a Doublelift focused team. Just in terms of personality, Doublelift is a much more louder personality. You could even say the more alpha personality. He will speak up more, he will talk about his opinions more, and yeah, he will just be more aggressive regarding what he thinks is best for the team. So I think ultimately this team will be formed more around Doublelift than anyone else. So with the past year and a half of TSM, they really struggled regarding the identity part. So this is a very welcomed addition. But there is a lot of problems that comes with this. I think this will make Bjergsen even more passive as a player. Don't get me wrong, there's still time for it. Bjergsen is aggressive and Bjergsen is carrying the team, but I just see it so much less than what I used to. And also considering his mechanics and knowledge, he could be doing so much more. But nowadays, I see Bjergsen taking more and more of the backseat, especially to a player like Broken Blade. Considering it's Doublelift joining the team, I think Bjergsen will take a further step back, if anything. Also, I think Broken Blade Doublelift won't be easy to play together. Broken Blade is a carry player through and through. I never see this guy playing tanks, and even if he's playing tanks, it's something with a lot of damage and kill potential like Cho'Gath or Poppy. With Doublelift, they will play around bot lane a lot. The draft will be bot lane focused, it'll be way more teamfight focused. They will gank for bot lane in a much more heavier way. The resources on the map will go towards bot lane in a much more heavier way. I think Broken Blade will struggle to find this place. There will be times where I do think he'll still get to play carry champions, but more often than not, he is gonna need to play tanks, or he's gonna need to play carries without a lot of resource. And yeah, he's not used to that. Currently on this iteration of TSM, Broken Blade gets a lot of resource. The jungler Dardoch doesn't have synergy with bot lane or mid lane, so he's often ganking top lane. I think Broken Blade will have to adapt his style, but it's really hard to change who you are as a player and as a person. Broken Blade loves playing carries. You can see it in his streams, you can see it in his personality. Ultimately, if he's relegated to a tank role, or a secondary role on the team, he won't be happy with it. I think initially in the short term, they can find success with it, but for him to completely change his style and opt into being of the third option or even the second option is not something he's going to be very happy with. So long term, I don't know how this looks. I think there will be friction, and TSM is going to have a hard time figuring out how they make this work. And there's one other player I do want to touch on, Dardoch. Unfortunately for Dardoch, I don't think he's going to be a part of this team going into the future. Maybe as soon as starting in Summer Split, they might have a different jungler. I think Dardoch's flaws this split has been impatience and playing in teamfight. And for Doublelift, someone that likes taking it very steady, that likes playing around teamfight, that likes having the stronger backline as a AD carry, it's not going to fit well. I think Dardoch's lack of consistency is going to be a huge argument point on the team. And yeah, I don't see Dardoch winning the argument. I think Dardoch either has to massively improve and change up his playstyle, or he just won't have a spot. And even this split, I don't think Dardoch quite found his spot on the team. He was playing a lot of Sejuani and Jarvan, and these are not champions he likes playing. He likes playing different kind of champions. He likes being the aggressive jungle. He likes playing the early game champions. And with Doublelift in the picture, I think he's going to be getting his way even less. So ultimately, I think Dardoch won't be a part of this team. Maybe somewhere in the middle of summer, maybe somewhere in the start of summer. So who's going to replace him? I think it'll be Spica, the academy jungler from TSM. TSM doesn't have that much options for junglers, and even with Doublelift replacing Kabe and freeing up an import slot, it is not possible to import a jungler right now. Just due to the corona situation, people aren't able to get visas, so they have to find someone that's already in NA as an import or a North American player. And yeah, there's just not a lot of options. I think Spica is the most obvious one. They have time with him before. He's been developing on TSM Academy. Peter Zhang, the coach, has good synergy with Spica. They've been together since the Echo Fox days. And when we look at some of the available players on the other team, I don't think Acadian's gonna suddenly leave Dignitas. And from how he talked about his experience on TSM on Crackdown, yeah, it hasn't been a positive one. Grig really isn't an option. There's just no one that comes to my mind. I mean, I guess TSM can also try to get Shenfire because he is an import. He is a Oath import, so maybe that's an option, but he didn't look that great in LCS, and I'm pretty sure they'd rather keep it in-house than just move up Spica. So yeah, those are my predictions. I think Broken Blade and Double will have friction on the team just due to the playstyle difference. As for Bjergsen, it feels 50-50. He could be more passive with Doublelift on the team, but maybe Doublelift joining the team again will give him a second win, and then he'll turn into the carry player we saw back in 2014 and 2015. Hard to say. I'm gonna have to go with Bjergsen being more passive. And then the jungle prediction. It might sound wild to you guys, but I don't think it's that wild. I think Spica will end up starting in summer, either at the start of summer or the middle of summer. And lastly, there's something we have to talk about within TSM. So both Monty and Doran tweeted about it, so kind of poking fun and kind of making criticism about Doublelift joining TSM due to Doublelift and Lina currently dating. Monty went as far as to say that TSM shouldn't be allowed this trade, and the LCS as a cooperative should deny this trade. Yeah, it is sticky. Doublelift did have other offers, and maybe he did choose TSM because the team had Lina on it. This one's a really hard one. I think ultimately TSM was the best landing spot for Doublelift, but also there is a huge conflict of interest. I mean, I don't think LCS really thought about it when they were making rules, because they're like, well, all the owners are just like old dudes. Why the hell would they be dating players? Yep, let's move on. And then Lina ends up dating a player. Things are so messy. I'll leave it at this. I think ultimately Doublelift would have picked TSM, but it is an incredibly messy situation. And then it leads into my next point. TSM will be the most player-driven and the player-focused team ever. And any player that's joining this team is going to be a nightmare situation, and any coach joining this team is going to be a nightmare situation. So Bjergsen has ownership in TSM. He's basically an immovable player. Doublelift is the most winningest AD carry of all time, and he's also dating Lina, so he's also an immovable player. So outside of Bjergsen and Doublelift, anyone else, it's really going to be hard to speak up. So this goes back to my Broken Blade point. There will be friction between Broken Blade and Doublelift regarding the picks, regarding the playstyle, regarding where the jungler goes. And it's going to be incredibly hard for Broken Blade to speak up and talk about what he wants and have the argument and win the argument versus Doublelift, just due to everything that I mentioned. So Broken Blade is going to subconsciously know, hey, Doublelift is dating Lina. Hey, Doublelift is going to have a bigger voice on the team, even though I've been here for about 2 years. Not a good place to be in if you're not Doublelift, if you're not Bjergsen. And also for the coach, my God, the coaching situation is just completely doomed. If this team succeeds, it's going to be due to Bjergsen and Doublelift. If this team fails, it's going to be due to Bjergsen and Doublelift. I know people are going to blame the coaching staff. I know people are going to say, oh, the coach should have done a better job of problem solving. Fix the goddamn draft. But honestly, the coach's opinion will not have a lot of say here. God, I can already see this nightmare situation. This is not a fun place to be if you're a coach. This is not a fun place to be if you're a jungler. Man, if Spica does move up, he's an extremely young player without a lot of experience. And then he's jungling for both Doublelift, jungling for Bjergsen. Broken Blade's also going to want to ganks. This jungle situation for TSM is also going to get worse. I think ultimately bringing in Doublelift is going to make TSM better, but it also makes TSM such a weird place to work in and such a weird team in terms of how they're working out and how the relationships are working out. I think this move has made TSM very unique as a team. Some for the better, some for the worse. It's still my favorite team. Let's keep a close eye on it and just pray that it goes well. I hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And one last thing, I'm not crazy, I'm just Soko. Bye.
Yeah, let's go. I ain't the first with the curse, with the thirst that I wanna be better, not worse, man, it hurts. I'm on this earth with my words, and I put them all together, insert, cause I wanna have worth. Working hella hard till they put me in the dirt. Gonna go far, man, listen to my words.
These days, people are wondering how and when the global economy will recover from its current downturn. While no one can predict the future, eToro users recommend that we look for insights by seeing how the markets reacted to health crises in the past. As you can see